Hey everyone, my name is Sean Arnold and welcome back to another episode of Duelyst. Today I'm playing once again against Masked Mandarin. Now, although this episode is coming a few days after the last one, this was actually recorded at least a week later from when we last played. So both of us have been improving our deck, working on our strategies and trying to figure each other out a bit more. My apologies for there being lack of sound effects in this one. Although you can see me playing with the audio sliders there, I did mess up with the audio, and therefore I was unable to catch the sound. So you're going to hear the beautiful soundtrack in the background and my lustrous voice. And then yeah, and I'm also trying to make it a little bit bigger so it's easier to read for people to understand. Not much feedback on this game so far, not a lot of attention has been generated from it, but I still think this game is absolutely fantastic. And they just announced a new tournament, a high stakes tournament I believe, where you can win money if you compete in part of it. Don't know if I will be competing in part of it, but I might take a look at that today, later on, see if there's anything I can do there. I'm still very new to the game to myself, but I just want to support this game. I think a balanced and well-played game, well-managed game deserves the attention and the spotlight, unlike some other games. Cough, cough, Yu-Gi-Oh! Cough. Now, Masked Mandarin, or aka the General Frog, is using his Abyssian deck, and I'm using my Liner deck. My Liner deck really focuses on removal. It's kind of how I would recommend new players in Yu-Gi-Oh! To play a brand new deck, and that is just a focus on getting rid of opponent's threats. And so I'm starting on my side of the field there, and I'm going to summon one unit to the field. That's going to, on a mana crystal, that's going to give me an extra mana crystal, and therefore I'm going to be able to summon another one. I summoned an Ephemeral Shroud, and that Ephemeral Shroud allowed me to actually dispel the other mana crystal. The reason why I did that was because I had no real other options in terms of making use of all four my mana crystal for that turn. But I didn't want to give my opponent the option to get 2 extra crystals this turn, so I thought, let me just get rid of one. I have other forms to dispel, I'll be able to get it back later on. So now Masked Mandarin has used one of his Wraithlings to take one of the mana points there, and now he's summoning Primus Shieldmaster, who is a 4-costed mana unit with Provoke. 6 health makes it quite durable. It's going to hang around for a while, and he quite easily used his other unit to destroy my Ephemeral Shroud there. So now I need to find a way to get rid of his tank, and also to start bringing out one of my main cards of the game is Sojourner, who every time that deals damage allows me to draw. So I need to start setting that up, and that's really what I want to do here. So first of all, I'm trying to think, what am I going to play? Well, I'm going to work out what to do here. There are quite a few options I have in my hand. I could start replacing cards, and I probably should do that first. I don't know if I'm going to though, but we'll see. Yes, I am. I'm going to replace one of my Healing Mystics, and I've got a Saber Spine Tiger. Perfect timing to get one of those, so I'm going to maybe bring that to the field. I'm going to think, what is the least expensive way for me to bring to get rid of that Primus Shieldmaster in the most efficient way possible. I summon out a Silverguard Knight. Silverguard Knight also is has a provoke ability, almost as strong as Primus Shieldmaster. It has 1 less costed mana, but it is unique to the Liner clan. And then I used my mana 2 costed mana unit to attack Shieldmaster, both with my General, and that managed to get rid of that. Now in his own turn, Masked Mandarin is going to use Demonic Lure, which is going to send my Shieldmaster to the corner. And positioning is very important in a game like this, because by moving your opponent's units away from you is almost as good as removal in some instances, because they just can't do anything from that point onwards. Now my opponent has a lot of weak units on the field, but I'm not going to entertain that. I'm actually going to back off for a bit and try to regain position with my General and my Shieldmaster. Or am I? What am I going to do here? Now first I'm going to bring out Sojourner. Sojourner, again, as I said earlier, is one of the key cards in my deck. It helps me establish a little bit of a draw engine and start setting cards out, assuming I can get her to go into battle. As well as that, I'm also going to think, what else can I do to get rid of some of my opponent's threats. At this point in time, using using your General to get rid of your opponent's threats is a good idea, because your General has a lot of health, and as long as he doesn't die, he's a very good tank, or she is a very good tank, and a very good way to get rid of resources for free. So I decided to get rid of that Blood Tear Alchemist by attacking it with my general, even though I'm losing in terms of health comparisons at the moment. So now Masked Mandarin is going to play Dark Seed. Dark Seed does 3 damage to me and deal 1 damage to the enemy general for each card in the opponent's action bar. That can do a lot of damage in the early game, so you gotta be careful for that, especially if they're very good at drawing. Now he's gonna attack my my unit there, and that's gonna do a little bit of damage. But fortunately, he's not dead yet. I managed to keep him alive. But it seems like Masked Mandarin really wants to get him off the field. So let's see what he does. He runs away for a little bit. He has no more mana left, so he's not going to be able to do anything else for this turn. And so I'm now going to start going on to the attack, thinking about which way is the best way to approach this. So let me see. The first thing which I can do is work out how am I going to get Sojourner to attack. Now fortunately, both Sojourner and Windblade Adept will be able to only occupy the same space, so I had to let Sojourner go in for the attack and not Windblade Adept. And Sojourner, by attacking and doing some damage, allows me to draw an extra card. I now have 4 cards in my hand, which is always useful. And now I'm going to back off the Windblade Adept for a little bit, just spread them out a little bit, just in case my opponent tries to do a couple shenanigans. I'm also afraid of Shadow Creep, or no, Nova Block, Shadow Nova. Shadow Nova is a spell card which Abyssinians have that allows them to put 4 Shadow Creeps on the field in a 2x2 area, and that can do a lot of damage to you quite quickly and kill quite a few of your units. It's a very good AoE and also good area control spell. But now I've still got 6 mana. I haven't used any mana this turn yet, so I'm trying to think what am I going to do. First I'm going to bring out Healing Mystic. I'm going to put that on the field over there, and I'm going to heal up Sojourner a bit more so Sojourner can keep drawing more cards for me and can take more damage by doing so. And now I'm going to summon out Saber Spine Tiger, buff it up with Roar a bit more, give it 5 attack, and then let it do damage to my opponent's general. Now that's done a nice chunk of damage to Masked Mandarin, putting the gap between us a little bit closer. Let's see what he's going to do this turn now. He has 3 cards in his hand and 1 Blood Bowl spell available. And first he's going to play Wraithling Swarm. Wraithling Swarm is a spell card which summons 3 of these little weak Wraithlings on the field. Very, very good, easy way to use resources, and he's going to use another one to summon even more to the field. It's an interesting strategy. If he can make use of those Wraithlings, it could be really, really bad for me. I know he's going to really try to set something up. He's probably going to play a spell which is going to buff them all at once, and therefore they can kind of just wipe up my field in one go. So I've got to be careful, really, really careful here at this time. So what I'm thinking about is how am I going to get rid of most of these in the cheapest way possible. I could use Silverguard Knight, or I could use a lot of my monsters would really work at the moment. First I'm going to attack with Sojourner. Sojourner is going to do damage to that and let me draw another card. And now that I've seen what I've been able to draw more, I can decide to myself, I could play, what should I play and what should attack and what shouldn't attack. I do have a card called Tempest in my hand. Tempest could destroy all of those Wraithlings at once, but it would also destroy my Windblade Adept and my Healing Mystic at the moment, because they only have 2 health, and it does 2 health to all units and generals on the field. So I've got to be careful here. So first of all, I'm going to call out Healing Mystic, and I'm going to heal the tank a bit more, give him a little bit more health. And now I'm going to call out Saber Spine Tiger, and once again I'm going to buff it up to 5 attack, and then let it attack the general, doing a nice chunk of damage there, putting me in the lead in terms of health. Now I really, really love this game. This game is really fantastic. What I love about a digital card game is that cards can be balanced and modified at any point in time. You can just change the way that how the cost of a card or the effect of a card, and it doesn't have to remain that way. And because of this, you don't need to make thousands and thousands of cards to keep the game interesting. You just need to keep rebalancing it. You need to have lots of options, of course, but I hope it never becomes like Yu-Gi-Oh, where Yu-Gi-Oh has more than 7,000 cards and they keep just releasing new cards with stronger and stronger effects, so that the game becomes more balanced towards the latest releases as opposed to being balanced for all over time. That's one of the things which really appealed me to starting a game like Duelyst, and I know Hearthstone does stuff like similar to that. Even Magic the Gathering kind of manages its balance much better than Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh really seems to be about that money, you know. That's kind of what Konami do. It's a shame though. Anyway, my opponent has Shadow Watcher on the field. Shadow Watcher gains attack every time my unit dies, but fortunately I have an Ethereal Shout to dispel it. At this point in time, I'm really quite confident with my chances at this point in time. I think I'm probably going to be able to take the win here quite easily, but not in this turn at the very least. I think I'm doing pretty good. This strategy works out very well. Keeps the journal alive by using Healing Mystics, and then use her effect over and over again to keep drawing more card and more resources to my hand, and then just use that to keep getting rid of my opponent's resources. He now only has one card in his hand, and here's his last card. That's the Bloodborne spell. The Bloodborne spell allows him to summon 2 more Wraithlings. And then he used the Left Watch minion to destroy my Sentinel. He's got one more card in his hand. Is he going to be able to use it, or is he going to replace it? We'll soon find out, I guess. He's going to attack my General. My General is low on health now, so even though Masked Mandarin has very, very few cards, I could still be in trouble there, but no, it's going to be fine. I'm going to get the game at this turn. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring out Healing Mystic, and he decides to concede about because he knows it's going to be a win. So good game to you, Masked Mandarin. That was really, really cool, dude. And guys, hopefully you enjoyed this episode, and we'll look forward to another episode in the next coming days. Take care.